Hey everyone, thanks for joining me. I'm actually bringing you in the middle of a game. I think it's third or fourth turn, we'll check here in a second. This is one of my favorite decks, and it was broken recently. I actually made a video of it, so I'll have to see if I still have it. The video, I mean. This deck is based on... oh, I've got a card in here that aren't mine. I originally built him around this guy, Book Devourer. Whenever it deals damage, discard your hand, and so on and so forth. I'm making a video.
Special guest appearance!
And there's my special guest star, as you guys are familiar with now. It's built on Aftermath. Every time you trigger an Aftermath, something happens, so on and so forth. And the idea is that the dragon, anytime you draw a card, you destroy 3 gems of your opponent's color, which is going to trigger your Aftermath. Clearly, all the gems have been destroyed, so I've got some stuff here on the board. I've got some stuff here to play. I'm gonna steal this guy. I actually have a bunch of his cards because these are not my cards. Okay, the trigger, the infinite loop has stopped, so we're just gonna play from here on out. I think we're, hold on, let's see where we are. Battle log. So here's the battle log for my last turn. And turn 13. So this game went on a lot longer than I had thought. Like I said, this deck was broken, so I stopped playing it. And now I have a cat special guest appearance. So here's the 13th turn, and I'm just showing you all the triggers. Dun, 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 dun. I'm not going to spend the time to read them all. Anyway, let's not quit. And we will watch as this deck will hopefully continue to trigger. Ideally, Geralf there will get strong enough that when he attacks this turn, it'll be game. After this, well, I don't know. We'll see if I even finish this round, and then I'm just excited that this deck is working again. Like I say, it was broken before. I think I have a video up of it. If I do, I'll link it in the description. Because it wasn't working a couple of months ago. And then Trial of the Plains is up, as I've talked about quite a few times, and today is blue, and so I brought this deck back out. So I brought this deck back out because it's, like I say, it's one of my favorites. Loop detection. Yes, we're going to stop the current loop. That way we can at least... we'll be able to play, and actually we'll just attack so I can end this game. What do I have here? First creature in your library. Let's do that. So unless he comes out with something special, my draw dropped down to, wow, 6. Okay, well, maybe I won't win this next turn. But we'll see what happens. But here is the trigger. Geralf was much smaller, as you saw, and there's Book Devourer. And each time you discard a card, he gets bigger, and then as you can see, every time I draw a card, my dragon is activating gems that are on the field. A lot of the Aftermath has card discard, as you can see, and that's the trigger. Nothing super special, just one of my favorite decks to play because it's fun to watch it trigger. Half the time I can't keep up with what's going on, which I also find entertaining. And we will just see how this goes. It's 36, so it's almost game winning. What is this, 15th turn? And like I said, I didn't expect anything from it, which is why I didn't start recording from the beginning. We want to stop the current loop. 16? No, not yet. It's not enough. I didn't start recording earlier because it was broken before. and I was just excited that it was working. I was hoping this would go faster. I didn't want this video to be super long, but I also like to show you guys the loops that I find. I like to show you guys the decks that I build around mechanics, and this one is Aftermath. 22 is 38. It's not enough. What do we have? What do we have? Oh, one of his cards. Let's see what we can do here. I don't think I have anything in my graveyard. Yeah, I do. And there's plenty of spells, so let's do that. Well, maybe I won't. Dinner's ready.
Take your time.
And this is taking too long, so there's Book Devourer. Oh, okay. Apparently dinner needs a few minutes to prepare. But anyway, this is this deck. I absolutely love it, as I've said a number of times. Like I said, I'm very excited about this deck. And, oh, I didn't get to beat it. Okay, so we're going to stop this deck just so we can win and I can show you the actual deck. I probably shouldn't have done that. No, we're good. So there's the win. You guys saw the one turn that was, what was it? Turn 13 that just went on forever and ever and ever, which is an amazing trigger. I haven't seen that in a long time. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, thank you. It's a handful of different colors, and Aftermath works with a handful of different colors. So you can kind of play with it and build a deck that you like based on the other cards you want. I actually think I'm going to get rid of Book Devourer and put in an Eternalized creature, because I think it'll work the same. That card will get discarded, and then the Eternalized will get put on the deck, on the gem board, and the gem board will be destroyed, and so on and so forth. This is the deck. Again, originally I started building it around Book Devourer, because you discard cards and then you draw that many cards, which forces the dragon to break gems because you're drawing cards. Oftentimes, though, you only get about 5 or 10 actions, and then it stops. And so the deck is still fun to watch, but it doesn't work. So I put in Geralt's Masterpiece here because he gets stronger with every discard. What's interesting is, even still, we saw it broken because it says when you discard a card, this creature gets +1/+1. It doesn't say until end of turn, and we saw this creature get weaker, so I don't know what happened there. And the rest of these are just Aftermath. Half the time I don't even play them because I'm just after the Aftermath stuff. This one is great because you put a creature right on your field. This is nice if you can get it on the field because it actually destroys an opponent's creature, and then discard 2 cards, draw 2 cards, which creates trigger. If you can get this on the field, it's cheap. You can get rid of an opponent. You can slow down an opponent with his creatures, but then your opponent discards cards. I have emptied opponents' hands a number of times. This one's interesting. I try not to cast it, but the Aftermath is great because you discard 4 cards and then you draw 4 cards. And once you have your creatures on the field, who cares, because the other Aftermaths are going to trigger. Again, this is a nice card to have out, but if it doesn't, the last spell that was in your opponent's graveyard is controlled by you, which can sometimes work and sometimes doesn't. Whatever. It also empties their graveyard for some graveyard control, and each creature is returned to their respective graveyards. So if anything gets exiled, you can bring it back. And so that's that. I'm glad that you guys joined me for this. Again, I'm sorry that it was a short video, but I was very excited that it was working. If you have any other ideas about Aftermath or a different creature to substitute in here, please leave me a comment. Have a great day.